Yo, yo, yo. I know I said I wasn't going to make a video on Twitter, but I came here to make a video for Stock Sniper. If you guys don't follow him, make sure you follow him, dude. Like on Twitter. Okay. He gives you all his plays in his Discord. He's a day trader, okay? This dude's insane, okay? This guy does hundreds of percent a day. Go check out his logs on Twitter. Like he posts all the trades that he did in a day and how many percents he got. His daily returns are insane. So go check him out. But I was making a video for him because he's going to start doing YouTube. So I wanted to show him my process. He was asking me about it and stuff. Um, so I was like, since I'm sitting down, I'll go ahead and make my YouTube video for the folks, you know? So, today was a crazy, crazy day, wasn't it, for AMC? Holy smokes. So if you were following yesterday, if you watched yesterday's video, I posted yesterday's video sometime in the afternoon, like during market hours. So it's probably like around here. I made my numbers bigger so they're easier to see. So we were probably somewhere in this region whenever I made this video. So 3-minute chart. And the reason that I made the video, it was an emergency TA update for AMC, is because I was seeing this sort of movement happening, and it just reminded me of Wyckoff accumulation, which is the schematic that we've been following for a while. And if you remember the previous day, I was talking about how this was before this move happened, right? So I was talking about how this big dive down here was potentially a spring. If we are in accumulation, Wyckoff accumulation, right? Then this move, whatever this move ends up being, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but this move will end up being the spring if this is in fact accumulation. And I'll talk about why I think it's accumulation, and what my expectations are going to be going forward after this. But I'm doing my real-time analysis stuff at the same time, so you got to realize that, I'm going to come to my conclusions. And so hopefully you enjoy that process. By the way, if you enjoy the video, make sure you smash a like. Hopefully we can get 1,000 likes in this video. Last video we got 1,000 likes. Hopefully we can get another 1,000 here. It helps support me in the YouTube algorithm so that more people see these videos. So if you think this content is useful and more people should see it, that's the best way to help with that process, I guess. Sorry, it's a little late, so I'm a little tired. But all right, so we made this video yesterday, and I said, yo, I think that this is another accumulation that's happening within this larger accumulation that I just showed you. And the reason that I think that that is because this volume for this push down right here was so high. And once I saw this accumulative kind of movement happening where it's kind of just, bouncing up and down, I was like, oh shit, like, sorry for the curse. Oh snap, this is potentially another accumulation that's occurring right, within the larger accumulation. So it might look something like this as your trading range. And I said, I know that AMC's up right now, like literally right here. I was like, I know AMC's up right now, and we could go up to like $31, $32, but then I think that we're going to come back down here and test this 25. And the reason that I thought that we were going to come down that low is because I was like, dude, there's going to be a spring phase in here, like within this smaller accumulation, and it's going to take us to this Fibonacci level. Yeah, so like right here, the 786 for this Fibonacci is like 2491. I don't know if I measured it from here or for here or whatever, but whatever. That's how I came to my conclusion. So yeah, and I was like, yeah, it's gonna go down to $25, and then from there, it's kind of hard to tell exactly what's gonna happen, but I knew that this was gonna be like the next level of support that we came down and tested. Well, we came down, we tested it, just like I said. This is actually the line left over from that video yesterday, probably, and you can see we almost hit it, and then boom, we bounced right up off of it, real hard here, and we drove all the way from, let's measure it here, 25.29 ish, something like that, back up to $29, which is a 15% move. Holy smokes. And we stopped right here. Now this zone that we stopped at, it's crazy that we stopped right here because this is our trading range. This is how we see the trading range, right? So I had this block here before, which is basically this has been the support zone for this trading range that we've been in. And you can see I didn't change the block at all. This thing just stopped right on the block. I mean, maybe a little bit over it. That chart, maybe. Yeah, so it's in it a little bit. So anyway, and obviously my box isn't going to be the perfect box, but you get the idea. So what's going to happen going into, man, what a crazy call. I literally said, yeah, we might go out to $31 or $32, but then there's going to be some bad news or something. And then sure enough today all the Evergrande stuff and whatever came out. So that's crazy that you can do that based on a chart. You can predict that there's going to be bad news. But that's a whole nother video, I guess. So this is my first time really looking at the volume. I want to take a look here too at the let's look at this volume. So now I talked to Alfred Giancolotto on YouTube. If you don't know who that is, go check him out. I talked to him and he was telling me this, and this is generally something I look for, but I never really put terminology to it before. I think I might have talked about this in a video before, but you see, this is pretty promising here. I mean, this volume was very, very low for the most part in this range, especially compared to this climax here. But you're starting to see here that, you're starting to get this, oh, okay, volume is generally swooping up a little bit here, which is good. Now, they left us on some mystery here, right? We closed right at this moment. So going into Monday, it's going to be really interesting to see if this volume continues to trend up as price continues to trend up. So if price continues this upward fashion, we're going to want to see volume kind of piling on top of it, right? We want to see volume go up with price. Once we see volume going up as the price goes up significantly like that, that's going to be bullish confirmation of reversal, right? So that's definitely going to be a key thing that you're going to want to be looking for to confirm that this was in fact an accumulation and not just like a last point of supply in a larger distribution, for example. So, that's pretty much what I'm looking for on it. I mean, we broke that trading range. It's a this looks like a spring on this local, right? Like this looks like a true Wyckoff spring on this local time frame. So that's really exciting to see. I'm not gonna lie, right? That's really good. And then let's see what the daily looks like, for example. So yeah, I mean the daily. Yeah, I remember. This daily, man, this is a big time. Oh, man, the daily chart actually looks very good. Really does. And Alfred was telling me about the 3-day chart, so I'll take a look at that too. But this looks really good, man. Look, I mean, you can see, right? Bears push the price down. They get rejected. Why do I not have an arrow on this? That's weird. Here. No, that's... You're a noob. So you see the wicks. These wicks are really good. Because what this is telling us is, although bears are generally in control, each time that they try and push below this zone, this green zone that we had drawn here anyway, you get pushed right back into it, right? And even when you got pushed back, I mean, you broke it, you closed below it here, which was bearish. You come back, you get pushed down again, you come back above it, then you get pushed all the way down here, right? A true attempt at this, and then boom, you still ended up right here. So I'd say overall the daily chart looks pretty bullish, like a good signal of reversal. Let me zoom out here and take a look at it from here. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, 3-day chart. Oh yeah, this was the doji he was talking about. So the 3-day chart, oh man, you can see this was a big ugly 3 days here. And then here you have this push down and then boom, rejection. You're seeing a doji here, like he was saying. And yeah, so I mean, this is pretty reversally, man. I'm not gonna lie. Let me look at the weekly chart and see. Yeah, this is a big ugly candle. But we closed right back in this trading range. So that's good. I mean, this is, not all moves are gonna be on the weekly, right? Overall, this thing does look reversely. Now, am I saying that it's guaranteed to reverse? No. But I will say that if you start to get some upside here, right? If going into the week, we start to see that volume tick up on the green side and we see some of this movement here back into the mid to high 30s over the course of the next week or so, then this is going to be really, like, for me, it's going to be like, holy crap, we're actually going into phase D now. Because the whole time back here, whenever I've been doing analysis on this chart, it's always kind of been with the caveat of, we don't know if we're in phase B or phase C of this accumulation, if it is accumulation, right? And so now that we came down here and we broke this trading range in this way, now it's pretty easy for us to say, okay, if this is accumulation, right? Then this is definitely the spring phase that we were looking for, right? Now, does that mean that the phase C is over and that there's no chance that the spring can go further down? That is certainly not the case, and I'll show you why. I'll show you why we could go lower. It's possible that we could go lower, and I saw this in Trey's video today too. He was talking about this, so that's good. So here, all right. So this is VPVR, okay, and basically what VPVR does is it measures volume vertically instead of horizontally like this does. So basically this over the course of days or whatever time frame you're on, it'll tell you how much volume was there or whatever. This indicator shows you the volume in a price relative fashion, right? And the reason that this is useful is because it's telling you like, oh, here at $19.55, this is how much volume there is. And you can adjust it to be more specific or less specific. Alfred was giving me shit about this, so I'll go ahead and add some rows to it. I think it's the make them smaller so that they're a little bit more detailed. All right, so there you go. Hope you're happy, Alfred. Let's see. All right, and then the colors are based on up or down. So let me show that. So blue is up volume. So basically the volume that was there led to upside, and then yellow is down volume. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But I don't really care too much about the colors. I care more about the amount of volume, and I'll show you why. So you can see here that because we blasted right through this zone, right? So let me show you with a rectangle. See this zone here? From $24.25 down to like $20-ish dollars, there's almost no volume. There's almost no trading volume. And the reason is because AMC's price historically has never really spent that much time in this zone, right? And the reason that that's a problem is because it basically means that the price hasn't proven itself in those regions. That's how you can think about it, right? So and then to correlate with that as well for the potential downside case, like just so that you know what I'm looking for as far as downside goes. If we break below this 25-ish zone, I'm going to be pretty sold on the idea that we're going to come down here and test this 786. I'll be honest with you. If we break below $25 or so, I would be if we go down to $24, $23, I would be shocked if we did not at least go down and touch below 20, okay? But if this is accumulation, it doesn't necessarily break the idea that we are in that accumulation and we're just finishing off a spring phase. Now, we're going to want really low volume on that move, though, right? Like, we have to maintain low bearish volume. If we do not maintain low bearish volume and the volume picks up as we're going to the downside, that means that sellers are out and about. And that means that if there's high sell volume down here to $19, $20, something like that, first of all, I would be very concerned about short-term reversal. I would have for a bullish upside, which I still believe in 100%, by the way. And actually, I'm more comfortable and more bullish after the action from this week. I'm more comfortable with being bullish long term based on the action from this week because we're still relatively low volume with this big push down and all that rejection. To me, we're clearing up that VPVR, we're clearing up the volume below, and it's making me more confident that if we can cement this reversal, this is going to be a true utter bottom for the stock. That's what I believe, okay? And of course, what I'm saying is not gospel or trading advice or anything like that. Do not take it that way. This is strictly educational. I'm trying to let you into my mind so you understand what I'm looking for and what I'm seeing, and nothing more than that. You have to make your own decisions. You have to watch other people, question everything that I'm saying, question everything that everyone else is saying, and come to your own conclusions. But that's how I see it, right? So this is the more bearish scenario. Look, if this does happen, if we break this 25, we come down here to this $19, $18 level, and the volume is high, you're gonna see much more consolidation. You're probably gonna see us come back down here and retest this $12 to $15 reach. And it's going to be much more. I mean, we're probably going to fully restart on a whole new Wyckoff accumulation, in my opinion. That's what I would see. And I mean, you'd be pushing yourself out pretty far. Now, as far as timelines go, I mean, I'm not trying to stick to a strict timeline and like when things are going to happen, when we're going to see new all-time highs or anything like that, because right now we're in the woods, right? So we got to see a few things. We got to see a few reversal signals before we start talking about like where that major upside comes in. But if we confirm this reversal, it's going to be paramount. Like if we push back into those 30s, you know, like mid 30s next week, and we can really hold strong there, man, oh man, is that bullish. That is super bullish. That is super bullish if that's what ends up happening, because basically what that says to me, what that would say to me and the rest of the market, to be frank, is we're done. We're done correcting. That's it. You found your bottom, bears. That's it. $25. We're done, because they didn't have enough pressure to push it any further down at this point. And if you start making higher highs and higher lows from there, that's a full reversal for me. If you're not familiar with the schematic, I'll bring it up here. But yeah, so in the bottom right of your screen right there, that's what you're gonna start to see. This would be confirmation for me. My trading strategy would be 100% okay. We're up from here. Now, obviously, I'm still going to manage my risk and everything like that, right? But I would be very confident that what is going to transpire after that is going to be a phase D sort of climb until we break into these local highs, which is like this $52 level. So like once we break above here, I'm going to be looking for that sign of strength, basically, which is what we've been looking for, right? You're going to break above, come back here, consolidate a little bit, and then that's when we would talk about new all-time highs. And I said this weeks ago, by the way, too. If until we break above this little red resistance zone right here, I don't even want to talk about all-time highs, because that is, I mean, that's in your way until then. You need to have a sign of strength above this trading range. And once you have that sign of strength above this trading range, then you can talk about, okay, where are we going as far as all-time high, right? Then you can say, okay, we should be seeing all-time highs in the next few weeks. So if anything I've ever said has been against that, now you know. That is exactly how I feel about it. I know that I made one video where I was very specific about that, but let me just reiterate that here. Until we break this region here, which is $46.90 to like $43, until we break above that region with some strength and some volume, realistically, you're still in your accumulation range. You're going to continue to accumulate, and the downside risk of going back down into the, you know, mid 30s is still on the table. So that's just a reiteration there. I just want to make that super clear. But overall, man, like this move, I know it didn't feel good for a lot of people, but hopefully the people watching this channel felt clued in, felt prepared. I know a lot of people told me that they felt prepared for this. So that's really good. And yeah, I mean, hopefully, you know, like, and I don't like to use hope, the word hope or whatever, or all these like emotional words or whatever. What I'm looking for is a bull, okay? Which I've been a bull this whole time. But if it looks bearish, I gotta call it how I see it. That's how I rock. As a bull, I want to see, and look, I mean, we could come back down here on open, some weird shit could happen, whatever. We could consolidate a little bit more, but I want to see next week or the week after that, I want to see some volume and some upside. And then that's going to be confirmation for me that we're heading into phase D. We might have some more, you know, some more kerboffling to do around in this region here before we break above here, do some of this, and then move up like that, right? So that would be kind of what I'm looking for going into the next few weeks. So hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully you gained something from watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. And man, it was a crazy week, crazy week, man. But you gotta keep the bigger picture in mind. If we believe that this is accumulation, and I encourage you to go out and do your research on Wyckoff and prove me wrong, please do. I don't see this as a distribution. The volume is dominated by bulls. We've talked about that plenty. Every time you see these big volume spikes on the daily or the hourly or the 4-hour chart, they're always green. They're always dominated by bulls. That's a good sign of accumulation. We've also looked at the on-balance volume. On-balance volume, as price has been in this general downtrend, on-balance volume has increased. What this tells you is that on this daily chart, whenever you have green days, the volume continues to outweigh the volume on red days, because whenever red days happen, it subtracts the volume from that day. Whenever green days happen, it adds the volume from that. So overall, OBV is bullish. You're still hanging super high here, especially compared to the price action. This is a sign of accumulation. I mean, the 4-hour chart, let's see where the 4-hour chart is, because we were looking at that as OBV was like trying to find support. What happened? We'll say here, looking at this 4-hour, you see these red candles bigger than these green candles. That is a little concerning. Man, OBV on the 4-hour looks good. Oh man, yeah, it's sitting right here, testing the resistance. Testing the resistance from the $52 level. So basically, you see the on-balance volume here. This was when it was $52 a share back in September. Trace down. Now in this new kind of range, you're seeing that the on-balance volume is increasing as the price is decreasing. And right now it's testing this like on-balance volume resistance, basically, which nobody's really trading based on that resistance on a day-to-day. But if you break above here, you know, it's a pretty good sign that you're probably going to continue to make higher highs and higher lows. So that's good. You know, things look good for the most part. That 4-hour candle, I like the 4-hour candle. Looks nice and reversely. You got that big wick, right? And then boom, green upside. I mean, that's a beautiful, beautiful bullish candle. So I'd say overall, man, things look pretty good here for AMC. And look, you guys know I've been relatively conservative and you know, and calling for upside recently on AMC, but I'll say that this overall, it looks like a good reversal thus far. Like I said, I've already talked about the potential downsides. It really depends on how we open up on Monday and Tuesday, man. You definitely want to see buyers coming in. And like I said, you can cabroffle a little bit down in this lower zone. You can mess around. But you're going to want to see at some point next week a reaction from bulls where they come in and say, hey, we're ready to roll up. And once you're ready to roll up, you get above that 35 kind of zone. It's going to be hard for me to make a bearish case. I'll say that. And especially if now this is cool too, because once you break these local highs, this $44 kind of thing, this like $42 kind of zone, you see all this resistance that it's presented. Once you break above there, now you're talking about, oh, you break above here with some volume. Now you're talking about, oh, okay, yeah, it's really on. You're gonna start to see. I mean, you're gonna start to see money pile into this thing at that point. That's what's gonna happen. Look at MFI. Huge MFI divergence. Holy shit! On the 4-hour, this is insane. I mean, this thing, I've never seen this thing this low on AMC. This is so low. This is like, holy. Yeah, this is as low as I've seen it. This is the lowest that the MFI has ever been on. This thing looks ready to turn around. Looks ready to turn around. That's my opinion. Let's see on the daily. Daily, super low on the daily too. Not divergent yet, but I mean, you didn't even have divergence whenever we pushed to 70. You see how high we're lower than we were before the push up to 70 ever. You see this crazy divergence over here. Holy shit. This thing was ready to roll when this happened. Wow. But yeah, man. So look, I'm bullish. I'm overall bullish. I'll say that. I'm overall bullish on it. And I could be wrong, man, like as always, but that's my bias right now. Sometimes, you know, with these spring phases, dude, it's hard to find that bottom, but I mean, these candles on the daily, these candles, man, this looks like, you know, like it's ready to turn around. You guys are not used to me talking like this. For the people who have been on a while, it's been very rare that you've heard me talk about AMC and say, hey, you know, we look like we're ready to really pump up. This could be the move that becomes a catalyst for the whole turnaround. So don't get overexcited. Don't get over emotional. Prepare yourself accordingly. Prepare for the downside and the upside. Do not do anything crazy based on this video, man. Please, please, please manage it yourself, because I can't predict the future. If something bad happens, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, dude. Composite Man's out here. Like, he's playing crazy games, bro. So he might come out and say that there's a COVID Dogecoin in the middle of Australia just exploded and spread whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Some bad news could come out, push this thing down even further. I mean, if you were a bullish institution and you were accumulating this thing, would you not want to buy it at $18? Important that you prepare for anything. All right. Don't be doing no crazy, like, not financial advice, but don't be doing no like crazy margin or like, crazy short term option. Nothing like that, man. That's wild, dude. Take care of yourself. Do your own due diligence. Go find people who disagree with me and listen to what they had to say and find out what you believe the most. You guys have a great weekend with your families or your loved ones. I'm glad that we did this together. I'm glad for you people who have been here with me since like August, July, September, October, like all the people who have stuck with me throughout this, man. Like, thank you guys so much, dude. Like, it's such a humbling experience to have like a community surrounding me and supporting me. And I just want to help. I just want to help everybody involved, you know. So that's what I'm here for. And I'm not perfect. And I'm not even the best at this. You know, like that I see people who do this, man, and they're so much more talented than me. But I knew when I came into this community, when I came into this play, and I started paying attention to it on social media, I knew that there were people out there who could benefit from my experience and me sharing what I know, you know, what I've done forever. And so I came here with that intention. And that's what I've always tried to do is I want to help. I want to help you guys. So for you guys who bought this thing when it was $60, $50, whatever, and you're underwater, man, like I'm here to try and help you through this process because trust me, I've been in your shoes, man. I've been in your shoes. I believe in you. And you can do this, man. And I'm not trying to say that to say that you got to hold this thing. What I'm saying is you can succeed in this market. You can, man. Go dig around, find information, learn. You can do this. You're smart enough to do this. Even if this play doesn't work out, there are more plays. There will be more plays, and you have the ability to do it. If you want to do it, you can do it. You just have to try. You just have to work at it. That's it, man. That's it. We are a team now. If you need anything, you let me know, and I'll help you. This week was crazy. I've never been through anything like this before because I mean I've been in crazy plays and I've had crazy things like this happen like when I was in plays or whatever, but I've never had a community around me the entire time that it was going on. I've never had a YouTube channel and people that I'm communicating with throughout the process like this so directly before, and I want you guys to succeed so bad, man. I want this play to work out, not for me, but for you. I want it to work out for you so bad. Really do, man. But I need to be more balanced and I need to be more tough. And I need, because I always knew that this could happen, you know, but I just wanted to avoid it because I didn't want the criticism. But I need to put up with the criticism for the people who it really matters for, the people who really need to know what can and can't happen. So hopefully I wasn't too late, you know, when I started calling for these moves. And I regret that, you know, I regret not being there. Not saying what I knew was possible, but now I am. I told you what I thought was possible to the downside. So, whatever that means to you, I hope that it helps you. I don't want you to make any decisions based on what I say in this video. I'm not trying to lead you. I'm not trying to just like give you the answers. I'm trying to show you my logic and then give you the tools to come up with your own logic and your own thesis and everything like that. So your own way to analyze charts. So hopefully I'm doing that. And that's it. I'm being all emotional or whatever. Follow me on Twitter. Twitter's in the description of the video. My Discord's in the description of the video. Completely free to join. Bunch of cool people doing charts there. Different charts than I. Different theories, different ways to look at charts. Mostly focused on AMC. Got some crypto stuff going in there too. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash that like. We're trying to get it to 1,000. Drop a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. And till next time. Are you still here? Why are you still here? The video's over. I'm really proud of you, by the way, man. Whoever you are, whether you bought or sold, did whatever, stuck through it, you made it here. This was a crazy week, man. Like, if you can make it through this, you got what it takes. You got what it takes, I'm telling you. All right, I'm going to stop being a sappy little... Enjoy your weekend. Peace.